In this video, we're talking about a jump to front support and a forward roll dismount. On the one hand, this can be a station that for some gymnasts makes them very nervous and they need a lot of help and support right nearby. And then there's other gymnasts who feel like it's so easy that they don't always see the value in what you're trying to coach them at doing better about it. So first off, you want to know how to make kids feel comfortable who feel nervous. To do that, you want to make sure you get next to them in their front support, that you have one hand on the back of their legs so that they can't accidentally flip their legs down too fast. Then you want to put your hand in front of their forehead. And then you can say, touch your head to my hand. And because they feel like they get to lay on your hand, then they don't feel like they're going to unsafely fall forwards. So you can see that in the video right here. Then as she lays down, that's also where some kids try to flip their hands around. Vivian here did exactly what you're supposed to. She scooched her hands around to the top of the bar. And then you could see how I put one hand behind her back and one behind her legs to help her feel that chin hang at the end. So those are the pieces to make them feel comfortable, but also to feel that there really is no part where you should feel like you're speeding up or flipping forwards, that you should be engaging your muscles and going nice and slow the whole time. The next piece is that on a jump to front support, your elbows are supposed to be straight the whole time. So you can see me here spotting her, and each time she jumps, she's kind of pulling with bent elbows. It might have helped if I gave her a mounting mat. So I think she was tall enough, but a lot of kids wouldn't be. So you'd maybe want to give them a panel mat there to jump off of, because it can be challenging to keep your arms straight as you're jumping up. And the kids who are instructed to connect 3, we want them to try to go up and down kind of rhythmically without letting their elbows bend the whole time. And then you could see in the video how she kind of naturally, because she is so strong, was doing her bent arm hang at the end in an L or a pike. And I had her show in the last part what it was like to do it in a tuck. And that's where most kids, it would be more realistic to ask them to hold it in a tuck, but what we want to try to do is spot them enough or coach them enough that they know that they're supposed to hold their chin above the bar at the end. And for some kids, that might even be holding their chin up with their feet on the ground, but it should not be a straight arm flop down. If you think about it, that would almost look like a bat hang at the end and then kind of like a front layout off the bar. And that's the opposite of the positions we want to do when we're learning to do a pullover or a back hip circle around the bar. And that forward roll to bent arm hang really should look like a pullover in reverse. So our pullover is supposed to start from a bent arm hang and then stay bent around. And this is the reverse of that. And again, we need to make the kids understand that there's value in that and slow them down and make them learn that this isn't a throwaway station or we just need you to be brave enough to roll forwards. We really want them to be engaging their muscles and learning from doing it and getting stronger each time they're doing this station. The older class, like was stated, is doing this on the low bar, jumping from a blue block. I put the correct amount of mats on either side to make sure it's realistic to ask them to have their arms straight. So just make sure you get to know your class and have maybe some mats nearby to accommodate kids of different sizes, or if you're not sure who you're about to coach, to make sure that it's set appropriately and safely so that we can ask them to be doing all the things that were covered in this video and not be setting them up to fail by having the equipment set wrong.